What's up, guys? It is arm day. I'm not going to say it's my favorite day of the week. It's actually probably my least favorite day of the week, but it beats not being in the gym. So this is the day that we're going to be starting with a Dumbbell Preacher. So it's the same structure that I've had in my arm days, for a really long time. And that is, a preacher, either machine or dumbbell curl. The idea being we're training it in the shortened position first, then moving on to either a step forward curl or a seated curl or a supported curl, something that has our arm back here in the bicep starting from a lengthened position. So today it's going to be a Dumbbell Preacher into a chest supported drag curl for the second bicep exercise. And then for triceps, we're going to do a single arm cuff extension. You all have probably seen me do a bunch at this point. That's one of those exercises that'll always be in there just because of how superior I believe it is. And then for triceps, we're going to finish up today with the seated overhead extension, like you've seen us do too. Those two tricep movements really are, I know this is a funny term and people laugh at it, but bread and butter movements. So anyways, we're going to get a little blood going, and then we're going to send it on the Dumbbell Preachers. All right, guys, so first up, and you've heard me cue this before, but I'll cue it for this video so it's all in one place. A couple things you want to keep in mind with this exercise. We want to keep your upper arm smashed into this. What you don't want to do is make your elbow like a fulcrum point and have your whole shoulder off of it. Want to think about keeping basically your entire humerus actively pulled back into there, like literally to the point where your lat's activated, you're pulling back into it. Second thing you want to keep in mind is we want to have the armpit of your elbow. So this part always facing up, straight up, so 12 o'clock. You'll see if I just curled like this, I'm going to end up like this. I'm pointing out here at 11, so I really pay a lot of attention to getting my body position to where everything's lined up, shoulder, elbow, wrist, all in a straight line. Bottom of the exercise, we're going to stretch as far as we can while keeping the bicep active. The difference between this and this is zero having to do with muscle building and all to do with the fact you are literally letting all the weight go lax and hang on the tendon. It's a great way to tear a bicep. So we want to go with an active bicep. And think about curling as we curl, keeping that armpit of your elbow facing straight up. And think about finishing with your pinky up. What that's going to do is it's going to supinate your wrist and it's going to maximize the bicep contraction. What you don't want to do with that cue though is do it all at your wrist, because that's a recipe for hurt elbows. You really want to think about getting your entire forearm rotated to get that pinky up. So do a quick set of 10, show you what it looks like, and we'll move on. Is that your only travel for August? Is Romania that weekend? Okay. That's right. It's when I'm in Colorado and you're in Texas Pro. Come on. Yes, sir. Good. Logan, keep this hand position the whole rep for me. Yeah, yeah, perfect, right there.
Come on.
Go. Yes.
Come on.
Come on. Yes.
Come on. Big arm. Let's go. Come on. Let's go to work. Come on. Good. Come on, man. Get that squeeze. Come on, Hunter. Good. Come on. Come on, drive it up. Drive it up. Come on. Let's fucking go. Come on, let's go. Big arms. Best in the game. Come on. Finish it. Come on, give it. Let's go. Come on.
On me on this one.
Yep. Come on.
There it is.
Ooh, thank you.
Let's go. Here we go. Let's go. Come on. Best in the game. Come on. Good. Good. Come on. Now we work. Let's go. Come on. Got it. Yes. Come on. Stay in it. Keep it tight. Oh, squeeze. Come on. Yeah, let's go. Come on. Yes, yes, yes. Finish it.
Hey, ooh. Come on, dude. Yes. Another one. Come on.
Yeah.
Boom. Yep. Get there. Get there. Is that it?
Good. Good, come on. Let's go, Hunter, come on. Faster in the game, let's go. Come on, this is where it happens, let's go, come on. Speed it up, drive. Come on, you're gonna, come on, this one moves, let's go. Come on, drive. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
You helping that one? Just wanted to hold my hand.
Yep. Good, come on. Yep. Yep. Come on. Let's go. Drive, come on. That's it, Hunter. Let's go, come on. Finish this one. Finish it. Up, come on. Finish it. Finish it. That's it, that's it, that's it, that's it.
There we go.
See how you like it.
Yep. Come on.
Come on.
All right, guys, so first tricep motion of the day is going to be my all-time favorite one, and that is a cuff tricep extension. I'm going to show y'all first the way I'd recommend doing them until you get like really strong at them. And then I'll show you the way that I've started doing them probably in the last like 6 months or so, just because the load got heavy enough that it wasn't really working doing both arms at the same time. So I'm going to show y'all, the bilateral version of these. It's the version I've done for the last like 4.5 years. Like I said, it's a very recent thing that I had to start doing them unilaterally. I'll show you how to do them unilaterally too, but I really and truly like this exercise better bilaterally. You're not getting like torqued one way or the other. You're able to really just stay stable. It is easy to brace, up to a certain point. And then finally, it takes half the time. You're doing both sides at the same time instead of one. So that's always a win in my book. Biggest thing for this is obviously we're gonna have them crossed. Having them crossed really affords us like proper joint alignment. You'll see the cables running down my shoulder, elbow, and wrist as I extend. The biggest things you wanna keep in mind with this are you wanna keep shoulders down and back, your scapula retracted throughout this whole movement. And you wanna think about this simple elbow flexion. Only job of your tricep is to extend your elbow. So the more flexion you put in it, the farther it has to extend under greater load. So you're here, shoulders are back, have the cuffs. You want to think about freezing from your elbow up to your shoulder. Your humerus should not move more than like an inch either way during the entire exercise. So you're here, we're getting that full extension and squeeze, and then as you come up, your shoulders are staying locked down and back, and you are staying active. You're not just letting that happen like you see people do the ropes like this. This is a function of your lat, not your tricep. So you're here, locked in, good extension, right back to here. And you'll see once I get in the cables how I brace. You take a staggered stance. You want to be hinged at the hip in a manner to where when you extend, the cable gets considerably closer to your arm as you extend. What that's going to do is it's going to make the resistance drop off pretty considerably as you get towards the end of the range of motion, which is a great thing because it matches the strength profile of the muscle best that way. So it's a really fancy way of saying it's like the optimal way to do it. So for bilateral, you're going to grab opposite side, opposite arm, get them here, get them crossed, and then like I said, you want to be close enough to where when you extend, they're getting a lot closer to your body, but not so close like this is happening. So this is where we want to be. So I'm going to brace up here, get my shoulders locked down and back, get that full flexion we're talking about with my shoulders locked down and back still. I didn't let that happen. Shoulder width, locked down and back, full flexion, full extension. Coming back to here, you'll notice my humerus is not moving more than an inch either way throughout the whole range of motion. So that's what it looks like bilaterally. And the way that I have begun to do these is unilaterally. And the only difference, obviously, is you're going to be doing one arm at a time, and you're going to be angling your body to make up the cable alignment because you're not standing in the middle and the angle isn't there. So what that typically will look like is right around here for me. And you'll see as I extend, the cable's still getting considerably closer to my body, getting that drop off we're after, but it's also perfectly aligned. That cable's running through my shoulder, my elbow, and my wrist, all straight up and down. You know, there's no torque either way, nothing. It's just a straight up and down extension for my tricep, getting as much flexion as possible, and then full extension. So that's what it looks like both bilaterally and unilaterally. Like I said, if you can do them bilaterally and feel like you are braced and not getting tossed around by it, I would do them bilaterally. Once you have them in for a while and get strong at them, you're probably going to have to go to the unilateral version so you really keep your bracing and keep muscle isolated. Oh, this is light.
Easy work. Yes. Yes. Come on, Hunter. Good. Come on. Good. Come on. All right. Yes. Yes. Come on. Good. Let's move. Let's go, dude. Come on. Big arms. Let's go. That's you. Yeah.
Cool. Not today, Satan. I think that's like one of my worst fears. He's coming undone while we're using him.
Yeah. Especially like on the overhead.
Especially after that one time it almost happened to me on the overhead one.
That was scary that day. I heard that belt go. Yep. Good. Come on. Go on, lock it in now. Let's go. Right. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Drive it down. Drive it. Finish it. Yes. Come on. Let's go. Come on. There it is. There it is. There it is. Come on.
Oh, spicy. your weight on this foot. Yes, there we go. Good. Feel different? Come on, Jordan.
Oh. Good.
Good.
Good, man. Come on, stay in it now. Let's go. Yep. Yes. Yep, come on. Easy one. Let's come. Come on. God. Come on, come on, come on. Yep. Good.
Good. Come on. Yep. All right, so moving on to our second bicep exercise of the day. Like I said at the beginning of the video, started in a exercise that allowed us to really overload the shortened position. Moving to something that really allows us to load the lengthened position now. Going to be a step forward supported cable curl. A couple of things with the exercise. If you're going to do it chest supported, how far do you want to have the bench scooted up? You want to have the bench scoot up, or if you're not going to use the bench, you're just going to stand, because that isn't a bad option either. You want to be far enough forward to where your upper arm is pulled back like 10 to 15 degrees. You don't need it like way back here. Doesn't need to happen. Another good alternative for this, if you don't have access to cables, it's actually an incline dumbbell curl. It accomplishes the same thing, really overloads lengthened positions. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. One of the biggest things with this exercise, if you're going to do it chest supported or normally, is you really want to pay attention to keeping your arm back there. You don't want to complete a rep by doing this. This is a product of your front delts, and that's your biceps, and then we lose the whole point of keeping them back here and getting them lengthened. So keep that in mind when you're doing it. Show you what my warm-up set looks like, and then he'll send me some. You out here, Logan? See you, brother.
Come on. Right. Yes. Come on. Yes. Just like that. Perfect breath. Come on. Yep. Finish it. Come on. Come on. Big squeeze. Come on. Go, Hunter. Finish it. Yes. Come on. Come on. Go. Come on. Don't you quit. Come on. There you go. Come on. Good. Come on. Yes. Come on. Yeah. Finish it. Finish. Come on. Yeah.
All right, guys, so that is it for biceps. Moving on to the second movement for triceps today. It is going to be a seated overhead cuff extension. And I'm a really big fan of these. It's the only, overhead, or at least, humorous past 90-degree, tricep extension that I've been able to find that, doesn't hurt my elbows or shoulders, especially my wonky surgery shoulder. So I really like these. They're really, really stable. You're really able to lock everything in, really able to maximize elbow flexion. And then, something that I got from Joe last time he was here, Joe Bennett, was, it's really cool to be able to take the set all the way like this. And then, just by dropping your arms and going like this, the amount of mechanical drop off you get from that, you're able to really extend the sets a little bit. So show y'all what the touch looks like, and then show y'all the Sunday sunset. Oh, there is a secret to getting in this. I'm going to show y'all the secret to getting into this by yourself. So, left hand, left cable if you're looking at it. Grab it, walk it around. You gotta do like a full circle. So, like 180, then get this one. And now you're situated without having to have someone hand them to you or like try and jump over them or any of the other shenanigans that I've seen. So that's what the actual exercise looks like. And then what I was talking about by being able to extend the sets is as you get tired, you're actually able to come down. And because of that drop off, you're able to get couple more reps so you're able to mechanically extend the set. Thank you, sir.
Good, come on. Yeah, come on. No. Yes, yes, come on. Let's go. Come on. Drive it up, drive it up, drive it up. Finish it. That was you, Phil. Come on, let's go. Come on, here. Let's go. Yes.
Oh, no, there's no left. There's none left.
Well, answer that question.
Theoretically, should have been able to do 2 or 3 more, but out there, tell me why my hat does this. What is the purpose of this snap function? I don't know. Shout out to the hat mic.
Good, come on. Nope. All right, come on. All right, come on, come on, come on. Yeah.
Alright guys, so it's arm day. I already told you about how arm day is not necessarily my favorite day in the world. Fun pump, but this is the icing on top of the cake. About to do abs. Told everyone that I was gonna have bricked out abs for this Olympia, and have been doing abs every 2 or 3 days ever since. So they're definitely coming up. It's one of the things that I am very excited to show. You know, honestly, it's very, very rare these days that someone, you know, brings up a weak body part or truly improves a weak body part into a strong body part. And you know, that's what I'm trying to do with both my back and my abs. When I walk on stage this year, I had 13 months to do it. So I feel like we'll have hit the mark. I'm excited to show it off. But anyways, so we're about to do abs. It's gonna be 3 sets of the ab mat crunches off the bench, and then 3 sets of hanging leg raises. I'm not gonna really talk too much about these. This is an absolutely awesome exercise though, the ab mat crunches. If you want to check it out, be sure to check out the Tuesday tip I did on what we do for abs. It goes into painstaking and probably boring detail on how to do the ab routine we're about to do. So check that out if y'all want to follow along. But with that, I'm going to leave y'all because I don't want y'all to see me cry on film. And yeah, that's a wrap on arms. I'll see y'all next time. Have a couple more sessions to film before we have the A and B variations filmed for everything on the new split. So if you haven't subscribed already, be sure to subscribe so you can continue to get alerts when those videos drop and you can get a full picture of the new split. Thanks for following along, guys.